Motocross Nations at RedBud this year. I think this year we've got a really strong team. It's probably the better team that we could pick, and I think the boys are really in for a chance at taking a podium if they all turn up on their game. Both Gibbsy and Mitch have been strong here this year. I mean, Gibbsy's had a few injuries, but he's fast, so he did well there last year, and obviously Hunter's riding really well, and he's good on that Honda, that Geico bike. So I think we'll be good, especially being in America. America's going to be tough to beat, but also I think France they're always a strong team, and this year it's going to be competitive. I think there's a lot of really strong teams, so it's going to be a good year to watch.
Like, as far as like the country that's going to win, I mean, it's hard to go past the Yanks. It's at RedBud, it's in their backyard. And like the three that are on the team right now, Plessinger, Barsha and Tomac, those guys are on, especially Tomac. And I mean, Plessinger's had a real solid year as well, so it's hard to go past them guys. But I mean, you never know, like anything can happen at the Des Nations. I mean, I definitely want to see the Aussie squad frickin' get it on the box this year for sure. Frickin' that. Three of my good mates on that team, so I mean, yeah, I'd love nothing more than to see him get up there and frickin' flying high for Oz.
Yeah, I think for the MX Nations this year, obviously being at RedBud in Michigan, I think that the US guys are gonna, hopefully bring it home since I'm from the States, but there's definitely some good guys, some good competition. I think it's gonna be good and interesting between Jeffrey Hurlings and Tomac. I think that'll be a pretty big battle. And then, our whole team's strong with Barsha, and then obviously Aaron Plessinger winning the Lights Championship. So riding the 250, I think he'll be tough. But there's a lot of good guys, and a lot of things can happen. Like the U.S. has struggled for multiple years now and not really had good luck. So hopefully this year, being in the States, they can bring it home.
So Motocross Nations 2018. I think the guys have done a really good job picking the team. Obviously Mitch has had a stellar year, breakout year. Gibbs, solid. Diesel, Hunter, obviously you're going to pick him, in the Europe scene, and got good bikes with Geico now. But yeah, I think they've done really well picking. I think they can go be competitive. There's no doubt about it. Mitch has put up some videos lately, and he's looking really strong. Gibbs is always strong, so I think we can definitely contend for the podium. It's going to be hard to beat those guys. Like going up against the likes of Tomac, Plessinger, and Barsha. That's a really strong team. And then obviously you got the likes of Hurlings and all the rest of them. But I think our guys can do really well, and I think the people that picked the team have done a great job. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how Mitch goes. He's local boy, and I think he's going to get his time to shine overseas now. I think he's really going to show the world what he's got, and yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess moving into the Motocross Nations this year, Team Australia, I feel like if I was on the team, we'd do really well. But yeah, this year wasn't to be, and who's going to be strong? Obviously, the American guys are going to be good. Obviously, it's a home track advantage there for them. But the French team has been dominating, the last few years. They're going to be good again. But going to American soil, I think it's going to favour the American riders. How do I think Team Australia will go? I think honestly, I don't know. I think they're all riding well. It's going to be a new track for them, a new environment. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Team Australia is always in the cards for a top 5. There's no reason why. I think as a nation we are riding that well. The caliber of rider here is that high. So it's we've done it in the past. I've been a member of a team where it's been on the podium, so Australia can do it. It's just it's getting all the pieces right, and that's such a special event really, because so many things come into factor. The MX2 versus MXoN class, bad starts. There always seems to be a first-turn pile-up somewhere, just because there's different capacities competing against each other. So you just got to have a little bit of luck and be riding well.